Something incredible is stirring in regions around the globe. Police are refusing to harass demonstrators and instead they're joining them in solidarity. Italian riot police removed their helmets and marched alongside protesters in Turin who were protesting against the state of the economy, the single currency, and fuel prices. The protesters said they represent the unemployed, pensioners, workers from every sector, students, mothers, and fathers, and they see it as their duty to throw out the criminals who hold power. In a shocking turn, police in Thailand, who were ordered to harass and block protesters, instead yielded to peaceful demonstrators by laying down their helmets and barricades in a sign of solidarity. The merging of sides signal a potential shift in power in the region as protesters aim to topple the political machine of the former prime minister, who's accused of widespread corruption and abuse of power. As many as 10,000 off-duty police officers and state security agents in Portugal found themselves facing off against their on-duty colleagues in riot control gear. The angry police and security union members were protesting proposed pension cuts demanded by the nation's creditors in exchange for a government bailout. From Occupy Frankfurt in 2012, German police officers removed their helmets and marched with protesters, clearing the way for them to block access to the European Central Bank to protest the dominance of banks and untamed capitalism. And here in the U.S., a retired Philadelphia police chief dressed in full uniform was taking place in Occupy Wall Street protests in New York. He held up a sign that said, "NYPD, don't be Wall Street mercenaries." He was eventually arrested by those New York cops who were sweeping up protesters citing a dirty park. A 15-year veteran Florida police officer protesting Obamacare was arrested because he refused to remove his Guy Fawkes mask. There's also a growing number of oath keepers and constitutional sheriffs who refuse to obey unconstitutional orders and corrupt politicians, and instead are standing in unity with peaceful protesters. While these instances may be rare given the amount of protesters who are still clashing with an increasingly militarized police force, their occurrence shouldn't be trivialized. On a historical scale, police joining in solidarity with demonstrators is often a precursor to massive social change, such as before the fall of the Berlin Wall. When banksters attempt to reach their tentacles into the pension and retirement counts of our public servants here in the U.S., they will rise up. The more Obama's administration pushes the military to take unconstitutional orders such as launching a nuclear missile or firing on U.S. citizens for refusing to lay down their arms, the more the military is waking up to this tyranny. As corruption seeps into every area of government in this country, a revolution will rise, and they know that. Why do you think they're arming local police stations with war machines or buying up billions of rounds of ammunition for the Department of Homeland Security to use against citizens? At times, it can seem hopeless as the government seems to have grown too powerful to topple. But no, it is decaying from the inside, much like a hollow tree that has grown too tall and domineering. It only takes one strong wind to blow it over. Reporting for the InfoWars Nightly News, I'm Leanne McAdoo.